Ah, yes. May the 4th be with you, sir.
Oh, may the 4th be with you.
Oh, thank you. Oh. Not a Star Wars nerd, but I do really genuinely enjoy saying that. So, welcome to the Bogey Ball Society. Thanks for joining us. We had we just recorded, and we're going to push this out this week because, Mother's Day is a pretty special time around here, and we all have pretty exceptional spouses. It's one of the reasons why I think we all get along so well. Is we all know when we've messed up, and we can say, "Oh no, you didn't do that, did you?"
But is that a spoiler alert, perhaps?
Oh no, I just mean in general, like when you when you golf on like a certain someone's special day, or you get them for their birthday a putter that you want to play.
Yeah, that could be a bad move.
You do the Homer Simpson and get them a ball with your name on it, So, yeah, I mean, what do you have? I don't know. Do you guys do anything special for Mother's Day? Like I always we try to go on a hike every year. Like that's something my wife really loves, is getting out in nature. And I always try to give her the option of like, do you want to go get a massage or go to a spa or hide in your room and read all day? Because that's, she doesn't get enough chance to do that. So
I'd say the default would be to try to like plan something nice, maybe grill her, a steak for dinner for her or something like that. But I'd say for the past 5 years, it's been spent around the baseball diamond. Is where.
Right.
So we go outdoors as well, but it's in the heart of baseball season. So
you bring her a flask though, right? Like
just it's the tumbler, the tumbler full of
yeah. What's in your tumbler? Don't ask. Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, all right. So enjoy the episode. We thought we'd throw together a little Mother's Day episode, and hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you on the other side. And I'm going to try not to complain because
right.
There are some things that are worse than having to go to a trampoline park.
Yeah. So So I might as well start right there. So welcome back to the Bogey Ball Society, everybody. We got Brian, we got Matt.
Hello.
I'm here. We don't have Jason.
I'm here,
and I feel like
I'm here.
Poor guy's having a hard time getting on the pod lately.
I know.
Our buddy Jason. Everybody, just say a quick prayer and keep him in your thoughts because. His house is leaking. Like there's just, I mean, it's not. There's no like medical issue or anything. Thank God. But
right, yeah. But he woke up this morning, found water in the bay. Did he figure out from where? Did I read the hose?
It was the spigot. Yeah,
the spigot. The outdoor.
Which sounds like a real bad word. Like I feel like I'd get in trouble if I said that in the 80s. Like you said,
we might have
don't
to
call
bleep
me that
out. Actually,
yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, that guy's a total spigot.
That guy's a real spigot. Right. Yeah. Watch your mouth.
Right. You can't say that anymore.
You go wash your mouth out at the spigot.
Right.
Oh man.
Right. Yeah.
The rating agencies are going to come after us for this one, boys.
But he lives in like the frozen tundra of Wisconsin. You would think pipes would crack like every year.
I know.
It sounds like that's what happened, right?
You would think he would be a more responsible homeowner and know that his house was going to freeze. And no, I'm not throwing shade at Jason there.
What's crazy he said that they didn't even use it very long. So they kind of ruled it out originally. Like,
right.
We only used it for a few minutes. It couldn't generate the amount of water that was in the basement.
Did he say that it was his dad that was using it? I think is what he said. So maybe his dad like underestimated the amount of time he had it on.
Well, there's Jason just passing responsibility, passing the buck.
Yeah.
His father's a known liar.
He's a spigot.
But he is a friend of the pod, so we love him for that.
We love you. We love you. We love you, Mr. Jason's dad.
And not only did he have the water penetration in the basement, but he had a tea time. So you wake up thinking you're going to roll out to the course, and then you like step foot in the basement, socks all wet, and like, what the heck is this?
I think he had the first tea time out this morning. He was like the dew sweeper.
It was a dew sweeper, so it was early.
That's so. It's like it really does make it worse. Like
Mhm.
like you think
it
it
does,
can't
yeah.
get worse with water in the basement, but you miss your tea time. Oh, that's
I have tried to think. I know it's happened to me where I've gotten up and like sick kid, something like that. Like I'm in the polo, I'm all geared up, I'm
Yeah.
ready to go, and then I realize I'm not going, and it
Mhm.
really and it sucks. Not because it's like simultaneously you were looking forward to playing golf. You feel bad that like whatever situation is going on at home is keeping you there, and then you also feel bad for in the back of your mind thinking, I really wanted to be playing golf right now.
Sure. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean, for a lot of us, it's a stress reliever. It's our
yeah.
time to
100%.
decompress and everything like that. So when you're anticipating being able to do
Yeah, yeah.
that,
Well,
and
and
now
also
you have
you
added
get
stressors coming over the
yeah,
top. It's
and you get clearance from
yeah.
your spouse or your partner or
Yep,
whatever. Like, I
yep.
mean, to go to a 6 a.m. or 6:30 tea time means that they are alone
Mhm.
for breakfast and all of that stuff. And yeah, the, I had one where I was on the first tee and I got a call from my kid's
Oh,
preschool
Ooh.
that was like, "Hey, he isn't feeling well," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Is it like
Utah.
no? But does he need me? And they were like, "No. We're just letting you know he doesn't feel well." And I hit the first drive, and it was a par 5, and I nutted it, and it was at the top of a hill where you now have a downhill a second. And
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
got to the ball, and I was like, "Oh, feeling all good." And my phone rang again. They were like, "And he just threw up. You need to come get him." And I was like, "Okay, I'll be right there."
You're like, let me just
Um,
finish this hole, please. Today was
I
the
did
day I
get
was
I
going to
did
go 4 under.
Yeah, I did get a rain check, which was nice. So,
Oh,
so they
that
were
is
very
nice.
nice about it. They were
That's
very
very
nice
good.
about it. Yeah,
I
it's
once had playing with my boss and another coworker, and I'm on the 13th hole. And I don't remember the score. That's not important. But I don't know. I wasn't playing particularly good or bad. I can't remember.
7 under.
But right. But I get the text from the wife. I'm on the 13th. She's like, "Hey, I need you to come home. Clark shoved a carrot stick up his nose and I can't get it out." like a little
That's
like
up
shredded
there.
carrot. Yeah, yeah. So I'm like,
Wow.
what? So, but the funny thing is, like, I had to hang up the phone and
Yeah.
tell my boss, so my kid shoved a carrot up his nose. I gotta go. So,
This
and it
is
took me like a half an hour to walk from the 13th back to the parking lot. This is when I lived in
yeah.
Nebraska, and I
Mm.
get home and like, I, I, I don't know if I got it out, but like, I ended up. She's like, I'm not sure if I got it out. I'm not sure if it's down.
Tweezers?
What's
Like
going on?
what do you do?
So Hayes' solution, I laid him down on the kitchen island, put a dice into his nose, and covered his mouth. And said, seriously, I took a vacuum cleaner, put it under his nose, and turned it on. And to this day, I mean, that happened like 5 years ago. To this day, maybe there's a carrot stick lodged in his brain, but
Yeah,
all's
maybe.
well that ends well because he seems fine.
I
You
was
know what I
going to
mean?
say, I'd probably
Yeah.
like throw him in
Yeah.
the microwave for 30 seconds, soften it up a little bit, and
Yeah,
then see if it'll.
he spells every other word backwards, but other than that, he's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's totally there's no damage at all.
That's the
I should,
story, Hayes. Wow.
yeah, I should remember that though for future like sessions with a guidance counselor. Like, hey, excuse me, sir. Wait a minute. Come on, there might be a carrot stick up his brain, so yeah, let's cut him some slack, okay?
That's right.
Kid's trying his best. Kid's doing his best.
I think you guys misunderstood the carrot or stick analogy.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
both. It's like
Now, so Jason didn't get to play today. Have you guys been able to play?
I did. I played on Friday. Yeah.
How'd it go?
Incredibly. Shot a 79. I shot a 79 and I had a triple and two
That's
doubles.
right. Yeah, you told me about this.
I had all pars, 2 bogeys, 2 birdies, and then three holes where I just forgot how to play.
Had to hit the range.
Yeah. I hit
Okay.
I hit like a third of a bucket.
He was trying to give you it out there to say that. You
No,
weren't
I
fully
appreciate
warmed
it.
up.
No, I'm just saying my experience. Like if I have to like rush to the first tee and I don't
it's
use
bad.
the range,
It's bad.
well, the drive goes fine. It's the wedges. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was
Getting that
it
distance
was
control.
Yeah.
I thinned it a little bit. Why? Why did that just happen? Like I
Matt,
actually
you total spigot.
is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, it's a real spigot of a hole.
It was a real spigot of a
Um,
hole. Get that on a t-shirt.
I think we found the
Yeah.
title of this episode at least. Yeah, exactly.
Turning spigots.
Yeah, exactly. But
I lost audio.
Yeah, I just
There we
muted
go.
myself. There we go.
All right. I was like,
See, there's
oh no.
There's a button right there, and I like
Actually,
to touch it.
that was me muting that. I'm like, all right, let's move
there
on
we
to
go.
Brian.
I will say that I doubled the 16th.
Well, Brian, I want to hear about your round and Matt, just for future, what is this, like episode 20, 21, somewhere in that range? Matt, when the producer cuts your mic, buddy, it means you've gone on too long. Just you got to get that down.
Yeah, but if I'm the producer and I turn my mic back on, it means go ahead, talk.
Hey, so Brian, I can't remember. It feels like decades
the
ago.
The editor will magically make this recap will be 30 seconds long. It'll be.
Yeah.
I texted Hayes. I
We'll
shot
shrink
at
it down.
79. It's great.
Yeah, great. I made par on the last hole.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so interestingly enough, I've
And then on the third hole,
so
By now the wind had shifted.
yes, by the time this recording hits, I may have already played around, but I haven't been outside yet.
Wait, really?
It's been It's been kind of an unfortunate series of rainy weekends or cold mornings.
Beautiful sunny week in California.
I know.
Didn't play
I should
golf
have
once?
brought my clubs. Brought my clubs. So it started like this. Like the first Saturday, baseball was like 80 degrees. It was a great day. I was like, yes, here we go. Spring's here. Sunday mornings, I'm going to play golf. Rain Saturday and Sunday. 40 degrees, around tea time in the morning when I be teeing off. And then family vacation. We went out to Matt's part of the country, to Disneyland, which was great. We had a blast.
I had to shampoo my hair every night. I'm sorry, I couldn't come out and meet you.
But I was looking. We were landed in LA, right? We're walking to Disney. I'm pulling up. I'm like, I'm gonna try to golf this weekend. Ash, is that cool with you? She's like, yeah, that's fine. I go and pull up the weather forecast, and I'm like, 85% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday. And I was just like, when? What time? So I pull up the Apple thing, right? And I'm like, it's in the morning when I'd be able to go golfing. I was like, of course. Fast forward to this weekend, and I should have just booked one and tucked it out because we got like a little bit of rain at 3:00 this afternoon. Like it might have been wet because we got some overnight rain, but I probably should have still tried to do because it was warm enough. It was like 60 degrees right first thing in the morning. So it
that's our winter.
Been nice. Yeah. I know it's your winter. I love your part of the country, by the way. I could see myself moving out there and enjoying that weather.
Don't tell that to Hayes. Hayes is already rolling his eyes.
Full of liberals.
I know. But so the real funny part of the story is I was just doing the same thing at dinner tonight, and I'm pulling up the calendar and I'm going, oh no. I'm going, this is the rain percentages starting tomorrow. 95, 75, 50, 75, 75 on Saturday. And then there is glorious sunny Sunday with a high of 66. And I said,
wait a minute.
Do we have anything going on Sunday? I was like, do you care if I play golf in the morning? No. And she looked at me.
Had you put it together when you asked?
No, God, no.
Okay.
God, no.
Okay.
She goes,
dun, dun, dun.
No. So this is the really the fun of it. She goes, no, that's fine because Grady is going to have to go to church because Saturday he's making his first communion, and then Sunday
that's exciting.
He goes to church. And then I was like, it's Mother's Day. And I was like, am I really gonna get the opportunity to golf on Mother's Day morning? Do I want to try to pull that card?
Wait, okay, so I want to make sure I understand this. So in the immediate request, she hadn't put it together that it was Mother's Day.
Oh, I'm sure she knew it was Mother's Day.
Okay.
I'm sure she knew. She's up on the schedule. I'm not very much up on the schedule.
So you technically have it's fine permission to play golf on Mother's Day.
I have the
old
fine
it's
permission.
Fine. Yeah,
I gotta investigate a little.
It's a trap. Get out of there.
But she also knows. She also knows that I haven't played yet this year. And
she doesn't love you that much, buddy.
She's very kind.
You're going too far.
We just came back from Disneyland.
That's true.
And she's already planning the next Disney World trip.
Yeah, so she's planning them. You think that was not her vacation? That was a kid's vacation.
No, I think it's hers. She's a Disney person, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
We're
there's
big time Disney people.
no judgment, but
we've
if
gone
she's
without the
immediately
kids
already
before.
planning the
Wait.
next Disney vacation.
I want to make sure I understand this. You are really thinking that you might go play golf on Mother's Day.
Yes.
You are outside of your mind. That is insane.
Can we just so let's clarify. Are you teeing off at 4:30 in the morning?
No, it would be like I'd probably just play
Are you-
9, and it'd be like 6:30. I'd be back by 9:30.
So on Mother's Day, you'll get home from that 9, and she'll have entertained the kids and responded to the kids when they got up. And it will be like any other day. And she won't feel very special at all now, will she, Brian?
They're pretty low key in the morning, though.
He's going to bring her all the balls he finds in the woods, Hayes.
I might not be alive.
I don't think he
in a
needs balls.
beautiful-
Clearly, he
next time
has
you
balls.
record.
Because I would not try this maneuver. Man.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't
Brian,
know
this is an excellent segue because
Yes.
and Matt, are we going to try to accelerate
I think
this one?
this
and put
one,
it out
yeah, this
before
one comes
Mother's
out this
Day?
week. Absolutely, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, because this is emergency. Apparently,
There's no way we can't put this out right now. Like
I know,
this is,
I
in
know.
fact, I'm just gonna click live. It's just gonna go out right now. Yeah.
so we're going to do a favor for all the other dad slash husband slash golfers out there and give you some advice. Well, the thought was we were going to give you some advice. I don't know if Brian's qualified to offer any advice now, but it's about basically how to manage. Man, I got to really be careful here. I don't want to say manage your wife. That's not what I want to say. How to manage your golf passion.
Can you say womanage? Can we put woman in there at least?
How to manage your golf hobby and maintain the happy wife, which is the key to the happy life.
Happy life. That's
which,
right.
by the way, right, happy wife, happy life. And I've also coined the phrase. There's a second part of that. Happy husband, nobody gives a shit. So
that is actually the exact same. Right.
Right. So, and I got to tell you, on the top of my list, Brian, rule number 1 is don't get greedy. When you say, I'm going to play 18 holes, you don't send the follow-up text that says, hey, can I do 27? Can I do 36? You don't, when you say, can I do 18 holes? It's tough to like pack on like a back-to-back, like around the next day.
Sure.
And man, I got to tell you, I feel like you're really pushing it. And by the way, I'm sure my wife is as patient as Ashley. And I'm just saying, you are trying to go where no man has gone before. I don't know how you do that.
That's just how badly I want to get out and play golf.
I know, but you do understand that you will hear about this in 6 months. At some point, something will come up.
There will be a dinner.
Hey, right.
Yeah.
Remember
and
when
you will be
play golf
lit
on
on
Mother's Day?
fire at this dinner, and it will be with a smile on her face, and she will say, so did Brian tell you what happened on Mother's Day? And then you'll just go, oh, no.
Unless you're going to shoot like a 29, it is not worth it. I'm just telling you. Is there a chance she goes with you?
Maybe.
I mean, the kids are old enough to fend for themselves, right?
Yeah, we can put like a bowl of water out in the kitchen, and
that'll be fine.
That'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Put them in the bathtub.
couple of Fruit Loops in a trail.
Bathtub, put a toaster right next to the tub, so if they want a snack, it's right there.
Right,
Shut the lights out so it's calm. Yeah.
That's one of the good things they're very good at is pouring themselves a bowl of sugary cereal in the morning.
Perfect.
They're very good at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about? Okay, so can we just talk a quick alternative? What about a Saturday morning early? Even if it's going to rain, you throw in your
how's your rain gear game, man?
Garbage bag. I don't know, what are you wearing these days for rain rounds?
I for rain rounds I have like just a jacket. I don't have full on rain gear, but Saturdays are dominated by the baseball schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even if you got out at 6 or something, you wouldn't.
It'd be difficult now for the rest of the baseball year. I don't have baseball until 10:45 in the morning, so there's potential if I hop out really early.
Right. I think that might go a long way if you. And I'm not saying you need to do this, but if you offered, do you want me to try to find an early Saturday tee time? At least give her the chance to be like, oh, that might be nice, because then you know where you're landing. But I mean, it is incredibly gracious of her to say.
It's also going to rain on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. That's how much it means to you. You said, I'm so desperate to get out. I will go golfing in the rain, honey, in order to not.
Brian, are you gonna walk or ride on Sunday?
I would walk. the course that I would probably be at, it's not terribly long, and I'd only be playing 9, so I would.
Well, if
I
that
would
much
walk
rain,
it.
it'll probably be like a car path only setup. I'm trying to find ways to talk you out of this for your own sake.
Yeah.
I haven't committed to anything right now.
Okay.
By the way, anyway.
Great. Other than your wife.
Right. Yeah. Right.
For the round of golf
Right.
on Sunday, I haven't
Another one of my
committed to
notes
anything.
here is have some perspective. Honor you.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh? Perspective.
Yeah, your first commitment. I'm just.
It's balance. It's all
Yeah.
about balance.
Well, but we've talked about this, and I know I'm giving you a hard time here. I know you agree
Yeah.
with me on this. Part like I could play a lot more golf than I actually do if I was willing to like miss some things that I'm not willing to miss, right?
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
juniors
100%.
baseball games, ballet recitals, that kind of stuff. So I
Right,
think
right.
I think the reason that Lee is as uber supportive of my hobby as she is because she knows like I'm only going when I truly like have the time and things are squared
Right.
away and there's no conflicts and I'm generally not like impacting anyone else. You know what I mean? And I think that's
Yeah.
important because I know some guys who are there like, I mean, every weekend they're there and they're missing stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is worth it, man. I mean, yeah, you're good. You're better than me. Congrats on those reps. But,
Yeah.
I
always
wouldn't feel right about it.
I'm always mystified. I'm just in general. Like I also think that's one of the reasons we are together in a podcast is that we're very simpatico in our thought process. Yeah, I've met some guys on the thing who maybe it's bravado, maybe it's just because they think they need to talk like that. I'm always stunned when someone says like, "Oh, I don't know, my kid's got a thing," or my my wife, or like that is the furthest from where I'm at. Like I just Fridays.
My favorite is when the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I wear the pants in my house. I play when I want to." I'm like, "Shut up! You're either an idiot or a jackass or both. You are a spigot."
It's exactly right. Don't be a spigot.
Don't be a spigot.
But I mean that's so I work Sunday to Thursday. Fridays are my day off. I do the grocery shopping on Friday. That's sort of the big thing that I do on Fridays. As well as any of the errands that need to go. So if the car needs to go in, that takes precedent. If their kids are off school, that takes precedent. So there's lots of Fridays where I don't actually play. And on those Fridays, I try to, throw up the net in the backyard or whatever. But, yeah, it's just a balance. I think that's sort of, it's what we were talking about sort of right at the top, when I was sitting to record is that like Saturdays are a massive, they're so full. There is literally no time unless I can try to get out at 6 a.m. and maybe play 18 if I am first out and I can get done in 3.5 or 3 hours.
Sure.
And then get back. But even then I'm missing gymnastics. I'm missing, like it's not worth it. To me, it's not worth it. There are people that is worth the cost. And I'm mystified by that. But that's why I like being married. I like, I like it. It's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy my wife. Like and I know that not everybody feels like that. There are lots of people who are like, oh, I can't wait to get out of the house. Okay. Right. Got it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm always of the opinion that if you can do the thing that you love to do, and be with the people that you love, that's really the ideal. So,
Right.
Yeah. I wish I had a job that was 3 hours a day and I could get out early or yeah, 100%. Like I just don't have that. That's just not my situation right now. So
yeah. No, I completely agree. And the thing, and you landed on something else too, like you said, love the sport. Like Lee understands like probably too much, but like I love golf. I really have like nothing else that's like I have no like it's not like I'm also gambling and I have like 30 different other obsessions, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like so if I'm not at work and I'm not being a dad and I'm not doing my husbandly duties, whether, the honey-do list, whatever the case may be, golf's my thing. I'm not sinking. I don't have, and it's kind of funny. Like I sink all my money, I sink my time into that, but she doesn't have to worry about that. Have 30 other different passions or, that I don't golf and also woodwork and also have a Harley and also have a sports car and also
Right.
you know what I mean. So I think that
I've been
kind of
meaning
helps.
to talk to you about pickleball. It's getting to be too much.
It
You
is.
really,
It's too much.
Yeah.
it's too
Yeah.
much.
You know me and lazy tennis. I can't get enough of that. Yeah.
That and
But I-
flurf. Or what's it
Right.
called? Frolf? Frolf.
Frolf.
What
I
did
really
you
wanted
say?
to put that flurf. I put flurf. I don't even know what that is. That's probably
Smurftastic.
something. That's probably something terrible, and I just accidentally said some horrible. You know, like
You just
if
swore in
there's
German,
anybody
right?
under 25 that's listening, I apologize. I guess because I probably just said something that just made you vomit in your mouth.
Very offensive.
Right.
So offensive.
Yeah.
No, that was even this morning when it was. I woke up and I was like, "Oh, it's sunny bright." I was like, maybe I'll just go hit a bucket. And I was like, you know what? I really need to mow the lawn, which means I really need to get the lawnmower started, which ended up being a trip to Home Depot, 2 spark plugs, an air filter,
Of course,
and a gas line filter, and then the thing finally fired up.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, I hear you.
Thankfully.
Like, we talked at the beginning of this about like, how'd you guys play today? Like, I think there's probably, I don't see a scenario where I play the rest of this month. Like maybe a casual 9 holes with one of the
so
kids.
this is the beginning of May, just for listeners.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this at some other point, it's May 4th. Oh, May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Sorry, I'm not actually a Star Wars nerd, but I just like that.
Hayes clearly does not like Star Wars. We need to talk about this a little bit.
You guys are just dorking up the podcast is all I'm saying.
It's really true.
Our listeners like that. Have you seen the demographics?
Let me push my glasses up my nose and then take offense.
Yeah. No, but but to Brian's point though, I'm looking around my house right now and like I've got to mulch and pull a bunch of weeds and stuff like that, and I got a ton of landscaping. Like I can just
you got to put the Christmas lights up.
Yeah, I mean, come on, ready for the Halloween lights. Come on.
I'm just saying between the baseball schedule and the activities and Mother's Day and Memorial Day, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I can just see a scenario where I'm not going to go play and feel right about it because I know there's things I haven't gotten done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So, but it is also like, again, Lee is extraordinary. Well, you guys have seen everyone's seen the training egg collection.
Yes.
And
it's on the internet. It's there.
Whether we wanted to or not, we've seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing up some pretty nice equipment every now and then. Like Lee is extremely supportive. Well, I shouldn't say extremely supportive. Sometimes, sure, grudgingly supportive. But
hey, look, if the word supportive is included in the phrase, it's supportive, right?
Yeah. So the point is, like when I speak up with marital advice, I mean, listen to me because I'm an expert. She is ecstatic with my.
It's a good thing you're handsome, Hayes. It's a good thing you're handsome.
Can't even finish the sentence.
I even felt like a jackass just saying it. But I do want to ask you guys, like, so what about the equipment thing? Because that golf's not cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like if you're good at. I'm really going to sound like a jerk now, but like I feel like when you're good enough to justify good equipment or decent enough equipment and fit equipment, the price does climb a little bit, right? Like I'm not playing.
Yes.
I'm not playing a box set of Wilson clubs.
No, you're absolutely
but top flights,
right?
And it's just so. Do you have some sort of unspoken rule or arrangement with the wife? Like if you need a golf club purchase, do you feel a need to run it by anybody, or do you have to do anything a little less than ethical and just hope the wife doesn't discover it?
Sorry, I'm laughing because my 5-year-old is currently standing on the other side of my door, just sobbing, like the saddest tears.
Oh no!
Because it's clearly getting close to bedtime. And
oh boy.
Speaking of incredible spouses who's now handling bedtime by themselves. So I am very cheap. We've talked about this multiple times, but like I bought a new driver last year that cost me negative $75 because I traded in a bunch of stuff I had randomly accumulated throughout the years. Like, and I don't really buy a lot of stuff. I spend more money on golf balls probably than I do on anything else. And even then, I'm buying them in bulk so that I can save, so that they're like $28 a dozen as opposed to $35 a dozen.
Yeah, right.
MaxFly Tow or what? MaxFly, not a sponsor, but should be. Come on, MaxFly. But
get that man some free balls. Come on.
It doesn't cost you anything. It's just product. But yeah, I mean, I will say that I have gotten very, very lucky in that I've gotten to do a couple of fittings effectively for free because I was able to write about it on my Golf Spice forum, and they were ecstatic to have that kind of coverage. And I find that that's the kind of thing that is like I can tweak a club for $15. I got a guy who's in my town who's a club builder. So I have basically renovated a bag for unbelievably cheap, as opposed to going and buying a brand new set spec'd out to those things. So, yeah, I mean, it's tricky for sure because the things that I want are not cheap, but I feel like I've managed to find a way to like either find things used or find things like just hand me down. Like, I'm not using this anymore. Do you want to try it? I feel like at least, Bri, I think, Bri, I've sent you or you've sent me. Hayes, have I sent you anything? I know I've sent Ben. Like,
Did you
I
send
had
me
a
the
putter I wasn't
towels?
using. I sent Ben. What's that?
Did you send me the ghost towels? Was that you or was that Jay?
Yeah. But even those.
Thank
so
you,
like,
by the way.
but I got 3 of those. I wasn't going to use 3 of them, so I was like, who wants a towel? You know what I mean? Like, there are those things. I feel like we've been able to use our quote unquote connections because there's a very heavy use of connections here. But yeah, like it's one of those things where I'm happy to pass something on that does not work for me because that's, I don't know. I feel like that's how you build a community, and within the, within the group of friends that we have, there's enough people who are buying actual brand new stuff off the rack and or custom stuff that when it doesn't work for them, they're like, give me $50 or give me $100 or pay for shipping or whatever it is. And it becomes almost like a swap. I'm honestly trying to think of the last, I guess I bought my Maltby clubs, but those were spec'd out very specifically for me. And they were, I think the entire set was $500. And so to speak to your point, I do some writing on the side. I have a couple of little side gigs, and that money goes to my golf obsession. And so my tea times come out of that. Like, nothing comes out of our like joint collective because, we have actual expenses, like things that actually need to, if I couldn't play golf for a week, I'd be okay. Like in the grand scheme of things, I'd be sad and I'd cry into my golf net in the backyard. But it's I'm at least my kids aren't going hungry, and I'm not not paying the electric bill or something.
I think that's great. I don't think that helps our listeners at all. So listeners, let me tell you how to get away with buying clubs without your wife ever knowing.
Yeah.
No, actually.
No, let's get some actually like inside information. This is great.
No, here we go.
No. Actually,
okay.
Lee and I
Speaking of
put earmuffs on Lee.
Speaking
we'll
of gambling,
she won't.
Hayes has been running an underground.
Right.
Have you heard of Bitcoin?
She's gonna be really upset when she finds out about that other mortgage I took out on the house.
That's right.
Yeah. No, Lee, I have
Bogey coin coming soon, guys.
At least you didn't golf on Mother's Day.
I haven't yet.
Well, it hasn't yet happened, so we don't really know. Right.
No, but generally speaking, I don't need to like check with the wife if I'm going to make any sort of equipment purchase. However, she does every now and then remind me, like, "Hey, don't you think that's a little excessive?" And I'm like, "Yes, it is." Yeah. But what's funny is
I agree.
The funny thing is, we'll play 9 holes every now and then for like a twilight, couples night kind of stuff, or when we're taking the kids out. And every now and then, I'll pull out a club and I'm getting ready to hit a shot, and she'll say something like, "I don't remember that club." and I've learned several strategies on how to talk that one down. First of all, you just go like, "Come on, I've had this forever.
I've always had this. You bought me this."
Right. Well, I've found that the way to go is to say, "I've had this forever," because right away you're not lying, because you couldn't possibly have had it forever. Everyone knows you're exaggerating. So whether or not you've had it for a day or 10 years, all of it's still on fair game, right? And then,
some of the people we know, a day could be considered forever in their bag with how quickly they turn over.
If you're in this situation and the wife circles back and says, No, I don't know. Remember that one? You just have to out indignant her. You just come on, seriously, are you being serious right now? Come on,
Oh,
and then and then you move on with a shot.
turn it.
I've
You turn.
also
That's
one way to
impressive.
defeat the entire conversation is to get custom head covers that you can rotate between new
there you go.
clubs. That'll help. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
actually,
the head cover is the
I
same.
actually got a head cover for one of our anniversaries, and that one stays on. Yeah, that's a great point. I could just keep putting that one on.
I got to tell you, that's one thing I don't do is, so the kids have gotten me like, I think I have like a World's Greatest Dad head cover, and I have some sort of other like personalized dad or husband or Hayes stuff.
I got to pick mine out. To be fair,
I don't use them. like, thanks, kids. This is great. And
she gave me a choice, and I picked the one that I quite liked.
Really?
And yeah, it's classy. It's like it's like a little plaid kind of tartan looking thing. I like it a lot.
I will say my Titleist golf balls, the personalized ones, they're all number 18. It's our wedding anniversary, January 8th. So, yeah, very sweet of me. I just want her to know every time I'm golfing, I'm thinking of you.
Think about you, honey.
Right.
I'm cursing you as you
sail
out of
right?
bounds.
I see that. That was good. That was
Yeah,
good.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, actually, I don't have any custom head covers, but the kids have gotten me, a couple ball markers that say like #1 dad, so I really feel guilty when I'm away.
I've got number one dad by par.
Oh yeah, I have that on a mug.
Yeah.
Because I know like coffee mugs, so they give me that one. But I have one. Ashley actually got me a ball marker for our 11th anniversary because it was supposed to be like tin or aluminum or steel or whatever the metal happened to be. And I actually do use that one frequently. So
okay,
I do rotate them around.
All right, gentlemen. So any other axioms or any other like rules or recommendations to the listeners? I mean,
obviously pay cash. Don't put it on your joint card. I mean, do we really need to give
go to that store that will print out the additional receipt for whatever price you want to say it. No,
that's right. Yeah.
For me, I'm kind of like Matt. I feel like I'm kind of cheap. I've been incredibly fortunate to get some equipment, and then I do a lot of eBay. Like I'll buy used, or I'll buy the wedges that I bought. I bought MG3s when the MG4s came out, and the MG3s were on clearance, and I'll do things like that. And then I don't keep a large stockpile of clubs. So if I buy a new driver, typically the other one's going out the door long forgotten.
Do you have a backup bag? Do you guys do backup bags?
I don't.
I have some leftover clubs, but I wouldn't consider it. I have one bag like I call it a Sunday bag that I bring when my son and I go to play the par 3. But and that's just a couple of wedges and a 9-iron or something from another set. So I don't have
for me. It's really it would be what is it, analysis paralysis. If I had 2 bags and I was debating on which club was better for me, that would lead to inner turmoil and doubt. And I just need to be like, this is a club that was fit for me. This is the best one. This is what I'm using.
Well, even when I'm testing something new, I tend to only play that club so that I can actually put it through its thing. Because I know how my regular clubs play. Like I play with them enough. I'm familiar enough with the numbers that if I start seeing something different with the new clubs in a better way or a worse way, I have a really I have a standardized thing that I can say like, oh, this is these are better, or these aren't really up to snuff or something. So
I'll bring 2 to the range. Like when Ben sent me the QI10 driver, like I'd bring the 2 drivers to the range, hook it up to the Rapsodo, look at the numbers there and see if I can be like, oh, this one I'm a little more fade biased, this one I'm a little more draw biased, but do the numbers look right? And then take it out into the course. I wouldn't bring 2 drivers out into the course and like hit balls side by side there.
I don't have that. I do have a backup. I have a full backup bag, and it does feel a little excessive, but every time my brother comes to town and my brother-in-law comes into town and we go play, that's when it feels I'm glad to have it.
So I will say I played around last year with a friend who didn't have clubs, and he was like, I'll just rent them at the course. And I was like, please don't do that. And I had a full set that I had just sort of graduated from. and they were definitely more forgiving. They were, in fact, game improvement irons, and I was so happy I had those. I have since sold those. That was one of the things that I sold to get a driver.
They weren't +4, right?
They
I
were
mean, that would
not
be
+4.
terrible for your poor friend.
Well,
Do
you
we
know,
wanna-
that's funny.
Can I do it? Can I do a quick? Can I do a quick pivot? You're gonna really like it, Hayes.
You may not. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll save it. No, I'll save it. I'll save it.
Just mute us.
Right.
Just mute us.
I'm going to mute you again. You just tell your story while Brian and I talk.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Oh, I was doing a bit that you guys were supposed to keep talking while yeah. Okay.
Oh, right.
That was hilarious. Yeah. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you are missing comedy gold. No, I did another fitting, and legitimately the best fitting I've ever done.
This is like the third fitting in 2 months.
Second fitting in 2 months. Did I talk about this fitting already?
No, I'm just saying. I'm remarking on how
I did a fitting.
He was being a spigot, is what he was doing.
Yeah.
No, that's Spigot. Are we saying SPIGOT or SPICKETT?
There's a G. We, Hayes, you and I are saying G. I don't know. I don't know what the Boston guy is saying.
Whoa. That's hash.
It's
Settle
super
down.
That guy's a total spigot.
There's not even an I in the word. How can you not say it? Spigot.
Okay, tell me about your 17th fitting, man.
Yeah, so fitting number 8 on the year. It's. I finally feel like I
5
found my
degrees
fitter.
flat.
Exactly. No, it's at a place in Ventura called Forward Golf, and I honestly really would love to have the owner on because he's fascinating as a person. He was a coach. He started to talk about fitting with his players. He designed his own fitting basically because he was like, I need to know what lie angle you need, what shaft weight, what swing weight, what total weight, what like shaft length, what the grip, like all of these different parameters that they weren't fitting people into when they went to any kind of other fitter. So he started fitting people just based on what he wanted to like help them with in their swings, and found that everybody he was fitting was fitting into like way varied things that they would not necessarily normally get fit into at a big box store. And so then he designed his own clubs because he was like when you go to a fitter and they give you a 7-iron and another 7-iron and another 7-iron, and you hit the same 7-iron across different brands, but there's no difference in bounce or loft or blade length or any of these different things that might affect your swing. And so we left the fitting, and he was like, yeah, definitely 4 is too much for your swing. You should be at 2 up. And I literally turned to him and said, my friend Hayes is going to be very happy. So I don't
with how much you think of me in your daily life, man.
Well, we got to get an applause.
Well, it's only
there. That is wonderful.
When somebody in authority is giving me a compliment do I think of you, Hayes. So, but
sure, take that either.
But yeah, it was a fascinating thing. I mean, I can go into it more detail at a later time, but it was a really cool experience, and I actually like. It's one of the first experiences on a monitor where I've actually struck the ball consistently and well. So I feel like one of the last times I did it, I had like shank after shank. This was 2 years ago, and I was just like, "This is a nightmare."
Don't say that word.
Spigot. Okay.
Bad.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah. So I and in fact, any new clubs I get in the future, I will be having them set to 2 degrees up instead of 4 degrees up. And my gamers, I am currently in the process of talking to a guy to bend them back to 2, and just to see how it does. Because I have found that with the 4, especially with like 8, 9 and pitching wedge, I'm missing left, which is a really, and I've never missed left in my life. So it's a really interesting thing. The 4 might be just too much. So
are the long irons? Are you going to keep those at like 3? Is that what you were at? Are you still gonna
maybe? I don't know. Maybe 3, and then maybe not 4, and just see how that goes. And but I don't know. Maybe just everything at 2 and see how that works. I mean, especially with the clubs that I have, they're forged, they're easy to bend, so it wouldn't really be a big deal to put them at 2 and then either bring them back up to 3 or something. So,
well, yeah. Fellas, I think the main takeaway from this conversation is like, look at the conversations we're having, and we're having it on a golf podcast. Like, my wife is very patient, very tolerant of the fact that I'm so obsessed with golf that I started I started a podcast. Right?
Do you know why my wife is so encouraging about the podcast?
Because Hayes is great. No, I don't know.
So she does not have to listen to me talk about this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a good
with
point.
her.
Yeah.
She's like, go
This
talk
is
with
true.
your friends. This is great.
Are your wives like faithful listeners of the podcast? Be honest.
Oh no, my wife does not.
Yeah?
She honestly, when she would listen to it, would be her like train ride down to work, and she's working. Like she's her job is so intensive that this would put her to sleep. I mean, she might start listening to it at bedtime.
At bedtime?
Yeah.
And on the other end of it, Brian, I think I've seen Ashley is like following the Instagram posts, and she's all over it, right?
She's following along. She's probably a couple episodes behind at this point because she had jury duty, so her commute was different, and then we were. But she usually will listen either the morning it comes out on the way to work or when she comes home. So if I am faithfully departed by the time this next episode or by the time we meet, you will know exactly what happened.
Between the two of us, I'm the closest if you need to drive my way for a place to stay for a while.
I think it'd be safer to fly out to Matt.
Bring your clubs.
To get away.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Just bring your clubs.
Lee is in the middle. So Lee is extremely busy. Doesn't really listen to it until she does some sort of road trip, and then she'll binge and catch up on like 5 or 6 episodes at a time. And I'll know when she's listening because she's on a drive, and when she stops for gas, I get a flurry of texts that say like, "You have so many training aids. I didn't know you got a new putter." So like, oh, you're listening to the podcast. What do you think? And without fail, every time, I love Matt. Matt's great. And I have to reply,
Lee,
what about your husband? How do you do? You're all right. Matt's great. Matt's really funny.
Matt is really funny. I'd agree with her. Her
Brian, she likes you too.
on.
I'm sorry. And Jay,
thank you.
Likes you too.
Well,
you guys are all great.
Honestly, it's one of those things. I think that's why my wife is not super keen to listen. It's about golf, and she already hears enough about golf. Like every time I come home and I shoot well, I literally have to say, listen, I'm sorry, I'll try to make this as quick as I can, but wait until you hear. And she's just like, I can see, and she's super patient, and she always listens. She doesn't really cut me off or anything
because we know you ramble.
Oh, me? What? How dare
Matt,
you?
I'll give her a tip. So I've caught Lee like kind of finishing her binge the next day after a road trip, listening to the podcast in 2 times speed just to get through it.
Yes, that is. Yeah. There's definitely value in there. But it's
sometimes Matt talks in 2 times speed, so that can.
That's true.
Yeah, it would be really hard to comprehend anything. Although, honestly,
and then you slow it down and on the 12th hole.
Yeah, it's still fast somehow, and you're like, I thought I slowed it down. Yeah.
Then on the 15th, and then I got a fitting.
Right.
Wait, did I rewind?
Halfway through halfway through the round, I called my fitter and I was like, here's what's happening. And then he was like, quick, FaceTime me. And then actually, I mean, other than the fact that guy who was a Titleist staffer tried to give me a lesson in the middle of the round, I would say you're full of it, but that actually did happen. And he was like, if I was going to rebuild your swing, I would start with, and then he had a bunch of advice that I haven't taken at all.
They'd be like, I'm not trying to rebuild my swing on the golf course. Thank you very much.
I'm like, I'm going to go to 4 up and drive everybody crazy.
Oh, no, don't do it, man.
Too late.
Fellas, I think the best way to tie this one off is to just say thank you. And that's the main takeaway from this, right? As we roll into Mother's Day, we got some great wives for indulging us in this hobby and supporting us getting out and pursuing it. So, ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, this is
happy
the
Mother's
episode.
Day to you too. Say hi to your mom.
Yeah, hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Say hi to your mom for me. All right.
Hi, Mom.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you all, and don't be spigots. All right, we're back. Brian, any afterthoughts? Anything that you'd like to take back, and or would you like to change your answer, sir?
I just really just want to say happy Mother's Day, Ashley. I love you. Don't kill me, please.
Honestly, here's the thing. Like, you know your relationship best,
Mm-hmm.
and your relationship is different than Hayes's or mine. So, if she was like, go for it, and as long as you're home by blank or enjoy
Mhm.
and if you're only playing 9 holes, I gotta say that's pretty doable. But yeah, it's one of those tricky ones where like I don't really play on the weekends, and I actually took the day off so that I can give her an actual day off, because I normally work on Sundays, and Sundays end up being chores and dealing with kids and doing any kind of birthday parties or things.
You're
or
not
whatever.
helping my case, Matt. You're making me look worse.
Oh no, 100%. This is the one episode I'm going to ask my wife to listen to. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed it. We hope Hayes' words of wisdom about only paying cash and
Yes.
I mean, he didn't
Having
even
a
say that. But
slush fund.
That's right. I'm going to give him all the credit for that.
Yes, absolutely.
But we hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you here again very soon.
Happy Mother's Day to all our mom listeners out there.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tolerating us. Thank you for, being the thing that keeps us like real people.
Yes.
Otherwise, we would just talk about golf all the time. So, all right.
That's probably true.
Yeah. All right. Well, happy Tuesday, and have a great Mother's Day, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.